Instead, Plants vs. Zombies 2 has rentable plants where you can pay money to have a plant for a short amount of time.
What? That is complete bullshit. The whole rent-a-plant system is you can watch an ad to get a premium plant to use in one level. That's it. When you buy a premium plant, it's full. You have the plant now. So where the hell did you get that from?
This is some dead-ass bullshit.
Yeah, you're speaking some dead-ass bullshit.
That was an easy answer for it, and now some of those plants were behind a paywall, temporarily, and then it's gone again.
Temporarily, we already know that's a lie. In fact, one other thing I'm going to go over quick. You can see from right here, he's using some old footage. Hey, he's even got the power pinch in, remember that? This tells me he's not even played the game, he just went off some popular misinformed take on the internet, and then just grabbed some stock clips from years and years ago. Yeah, that's completely stupid. At least play the game before criticising it. That might sound hypocritical of me, given I sometimes speak negatively of BFN even though I never played that, but at least I've not made a video on it with my 1.57 million subscribers that are going to eat up every word I say. Anyway, back to what I was saying before about the specific counters. He makes it sound like you need certain premium plants to counter some zombies, which is like, no, one, just get good at the f***ing game, and two, Plant vs Zombies 1 was way more guilty of this. You had like the balloon zombies, you could only counter them with Blover or Cactus, which is very specific. Plant vs Zombies 2 doesn't really have any...
This is Plants vs Zombies 2. At its core, was a good game. You'll have, if you really want to experience the full game, you're going to have to drop a lottery.
No, that is also bullshit. I don't know how to try and determine the full game, but it did make it sound like you have to pay in order to get the later worlds, which you absolutely don't. In fact, didn't you say earlier on that you defended the original decision of like having DLC worlds? I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I mean, look at the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC stuff, that ain't bad. Yeah, it's not the full game. You don't need to pay for Arena, you don't need to pay for Painless Pursuit, and then again, even if you are missing out on those two, a lot of people would argue that's not a bad thing anyway, given those modes are not well liked.
EA could have done what they did with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and fixed this, but they won't.
And then lose out on money because once again it's a free game, they need to make money somehow. Sorry if you can't get everything for free, but that's the self-entitlement of modern gamers, I say.
Plants vs Zombies 1 was ported to every single console and mobile device known to mankind.
I'm not exactly going to argue with them there. I did mention this in my videos of why PvZ1 is better than PvZ2. For this came up, well, if you've not seen that video, I've done the other way around of PvZ2 being better than PvZ1. But on the first video, I did mention how it's good that it's on more devices. So I guess I have to give them the slightest iota of credit there, but it's not near enough to undo all the bullshit spat out everywhere else.
That game on your iPhone or Android where if you just look at your phone long enough, it's just going to take your money.
Yeah. Oh boy. I can't really add anything to that I've not really said. It's not pay to win at all. If you're good enough for the game, you can do it without spending money. Also, it's been a long time since they've added like a full-on money premium plan for the game. Given they've now adopted the CDM system. Sure, you can argue it's a little grindy, but once again, if you do enough, then you'll get them anyway.
Of course, EA would go on to make more games out of the Plants vs Zombies franchise, but this was the end for me.
Well, that's pretty close-minded there. I mentioned a few minutes ago how EA Burn Podcast actually did a lot of good for the franchise, given that we got the shooter games. And for what's worth, Garden Warfare 2 is my absolute favourite Plant vs Zombies game, so honestly, you could even argue got better from there. Sure, it kind of went downhill after that, but the end of it was PvZ2 just because not everything was free. Jesus Christ.
The whole brand has been tainted, and for me, I can't see it coming back to its full glory. Especially since the Plants vs Zombies 3 beta was received even worse.
Well, okay, he's not wrong Plant vs Zombies 3, but he says even worse. Was the Plant vs Zombies 2 reception really that negative? Obviously, a lot of people complain about microtransaction stuff, but surely it's way better received than Plant vs Zombies 3 ever was, and probably ever will be.
And as someone at the time who actually spent a fair amount of money, someone who tried to get this game...
Oh, did he now? Okay.
I walked away still seething about this game whenever anyone brings up Plants vs Zombies.
Sound like you have some anger issues then. He said making this exact video, but you got to have some sort of point though.
Because of that, Plants vs Zombies 2 is the worst video game sequel that I've ever played.
How are you gonna say this is the worst sequel you ever played? Like, that sounds like an extreme exaggeration. Well, now we're done with this f***ing bullshit. Yeah, let's see who comments. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it there. This video absolutely speed disinformation. It's probably gonna brainwash people into thinking that Plant vs Zombies 2 is a complete utter cash grab, but we've got any thoughts for? Thanks for watching.